Well, I'd say they've got a height advantage. I think that's an understatement. I think they've got a height advantage over the Empire State Building.
First round, fighters
They're
ready.
not actually using the longer weapons. Of course, you've got one halberd.
Fight!
That was favouring the falchions. Great support there from the Czech fans. And some cautious action there from these Danes. But a nice push there. Some great pressure being piled on from these Czech fighters. We've got a 2 down and then a great rush there. However, it is not enough to get rid of that giant Danish fighter. Again, it seems to be a little bit of a loss for an opponent there. He's not sure where to concentrate his efforts. However, there's another Dane down, so he needs to get in there as quickly as possible. He's going to find himself in no end of trouble. So again, almost goes for the good idea. And almost a takedown there, but he holds his own. That's very, very impressive. And there's going to be a rush shot here against the list from the Czech fighter. And the Danes holding on to the list there. The Czech team, I'd say, with a little bit more control over the situation than the Danes. Yeah, time for some movement. They're looking for a takedown. They both go down, which again still works in the Czech Republic's favour. They're going to need to dish out some punishment here, but as you can see, the all bar one fighters, they're all holding on to the list now. And this may go right to the end. The Czech team using part of their armour to cause damage there. And this Czech fighter is now hooking himself on the Dane. I don't think that Dane realises that he's holding on not only to a Czech fighter but also a Danish fighter. It's a pull back there. The function being held in 2 hands there, and there's a lot of pressure being placed on the Czech fighter. If the Dane can just take out one of his legs, he'll be put at a disadvantage. And you can see there's one Czech coming back now to help his teammates, charging into the Dane there. You can see there may be a risk of falling over some opponents there. However, if the Dane can let go of that Czech opponent there, I think they will even the score. The Dane holding on there, holding on very, very well. And that is great news for the Danish team. Bringing it right back. They come back from a disadvantage now to make it 2 against 2, but they need to get out of that corner. And the Dane is expecting a weapon to be brought to him. You see now, the Dane regains his weapon. So there was a time when we had to go and get it rather than request it. Now you can see some intervention from the marshal. I think there was an illegal grip. Again, you can see the Dane there towards the left, trying to kick away the Czech balance. And this is where it really starts to become a tiresome fight. And the crowd are not letting up. They're giving full support to the Czech fighters. And there's a move there, and it could go in the Dane's favour. However, Czech is holding on to the list. Huge pressure being put on the Czech now. And it's taken out. That's an incredible takedown there from Denmark. And go first one by the Dane. Let's fall out. Absolutely incredible, but I'm still not sure.
1-0 Czech Republic.
And it goes to the Czech Republic there. I have to be quite honest, I thought at the end there, so we can see that on the right, the Dane comes up with a great takedown, supports himself, and you can see on the left there, the Dane himself goes down. And we can't see the end of that, but perhaps he tripped. But I think stop fight was called before then. I'm not quite sure why. And this is now a great advantage for the Czech Republic. And you can see just some attention given to the fallen fighters there by the marshals to make sure they're okay. I mean, certainly they must be out of breath. This much we know. The marshals attending to all of these Czech fighters. There seem to be problems there. The Danish taking the opportunity to get their breath back. Some great movement in the last fight. And you can see there the marshals just explaining 1 or 2 things to the fighters. Have to be a little more careful again. Get a lot closer.
Right now we will continue the first round.
In fact, yes, 1v1 has been called. Yes, as I said, that stop had been called far too early in that round. So it goes down to the last two fighters. A great takedown from the Czech there. Now this is going to be a duel to the finish. Great support here from the Czech Republic. And some nice movement there from the Czech fighter, going in with the knees there. He's trying to get a lock on him there. The Dane is going to have to use his height advantage. However, he's not against the smallest Czech Republic fighter here, again going for the trip there. However, each fighter is taking a place on the list to hold on to it. We've got to be very, very careful. And this is going to get extremely fatiguing very quickly when it's 1 versus 1 and it's taken to the list. Unless there is a total lack of action, which can be, well, after 10 seconds, broken up by the marshals. And it's extremely draining on energy. And you can see both fighters there holding on to that, just going for a trip there. And the Dane knows that he's got to go for the trip on the inside leg rather than the outside leg, because that's where the weight is. Some kicks there. He's getting contact, but it's not quite enough to see off this Czech fighter. They're going to need to get their breath back quite soon, although we can see here the Dane putting all his weight on the Czech fighter, who still has a hook on the list. Pulling down on all his weight, and I think because all his weight is going into it, the Czech would do well to go for a trip himself, to try and sweep away the shins of the Dane. And there's a great movement there. And we could be looking at that the Dane grips onto the list there. It's being broken up, but there's a illegal hold with the shield there. But both these fighters must be absolutely exhausted now. And the Dane trying to use his strength to sweep away those shins. And so far, it's not coming to anything, and they're going to have to break up at a certain point, and they may even have to split up just to get there. And the time has been called on that.
1-1.
And that takes it to 1 apiece.
Please get ready for the second round.
So those two fighters must be absolutely exhausted by this point, and I'm sure that they will be replaced by the reserves. You can see here, time was called on that. Big fights there from the Dane and the Czech. And two very impressive teams there. And you can see that the Czech Republic are really enjoying the crowd support, using it to their advantage, and it's certainly lifting them up. There's some discussion there with the captain of the Czech Republic about some of the rules of things which may not have been inherently clear to them, or certainly not suggesting that they wantonly broke any rules there. But well, this is the thing, and like I said before, in the thick of it, in the heat of the moment, certain regulations can be forgotten. And of course, the marshals have to enforce these rules and make sure they're upheld by all fighters. And all fighters are aware of them. And of course, it is the duty of all fighters in any case to read the rules and regulations of these categories. You can see there the tiredness of this Czech fighter. We really saw it through till the end there. Although, well, he wasn't the last Czech fighter standing, but he put everything he got into. And I think he was the last Czech fighter to fall down. And some more support drummed up there for the Czech Republic.
It's strictly prohibited to take the edge of your weapon by your free hand, of your weapon, of your weapon, of your opponent. If you go on to do this, you will get yellow card. And fighters being reminded there of quite a serious infraction of the rules there, that if your fighter's a free hand, it is not legal to take the weapon of your opponent. That's what happened with the last two fighters there. Of course, that would earn a yellow card.
Let's go charging there. The Dane's a little bit more cautious there and catches one on the side of the head. Very, very cautious. Actually, a nice headshot there coming from the Czech Republic. And I think that's a great takedown there from Denmark. Absolutely superb. And you can see the frustration there of the grounded Czech. Running in now. Huge blows there from the Dane. Massive shots there. And the Danes now working away on the Czech Republic. Huge blows to the head. Will not be able to take too many more of those. Some of them blocked, and they're going to need to work on the legs of the opponent there with some kicks. Trying to sweep the legs away. The marshals giving a close eye on what's happening there. Some nice punches coming through from the Danish fighters. And you can see, I think this continues to remain stationary. Well, the Czech's going to find himself in all kinds of difficulty. And what's going on here? A massive battle, and the Dane desperately trying to get a headlock. And he might even try, if he's seen what is happening on the other side, he might just go and take them both out. Huge blows there from the Dane, and as you can see there, backing their opponents into a corner. The blows are all coming from Denmark now. And the fighter still stays up. It's absolutely incredible. We're seeing some huge resilience from the Czech Republic here, and now it appears that scores have been evened up. Again, the Danes desperately trying to take down the Czech fighter, but there's another Dane and a Czech loose at the back there. And a huge takedown in which the Czech and the Dane hit the floor. And, whereas here, something, a great takedown there. I think the Danish used the grounded fighter to their advantage. The grounded fighter could have slipped out of the list there so as not to damage his opponent's chances. You can see some great takedowns there. You can see the frustration of that Czech fighter. But some great work there from Denmark. You can see some great movement across the list. Some charges there, and there's once again the takedown there. Big takedown from behind, and that's where was the start of the Czech Republic's difficulties. However, they hung on. They didn't make it easy for the Danes. And once again, the support continues for the Czech Republic.
Third round, fight!
Straight into the third round now. This may be decisive if the Danes can hold on to the lead. There's a nice charge coming in from the side there, but there's a counter-attack from the Danes. Striking some blows down. Their headers are very, very careful. You can see there the Czech, who is so strong. And they're going to move for a nice burst. Oh, that's a great trip there. Absolutely stunning. Once again, he's taken down. And this Czech is holding on to the list for Dillup, but he's absolutely surrounded by Danes. I think that is going to take some time to bring down. Taking away the weapon of the Czech fighter there. And I think the Dane made a mistake there, not capitalizing on the loose Czech fighter. I think he's going to regret that. And then the fighter now is grounded. The Czech fighter comes back, and that's a great takedown there. But I think the Brigand team was in fact making contact, so perhaps the Dane should have been out there, but the marshal was closer to it. Two remaining Czech fighters surrounded by these Danes. Lovely blows coming in, and it's finished. The Danes will be. Unfortunately, there's an urgent request for medical attention. And this, that's a great victory there for Denmark.
2-0. The victory goes to Denmark 2.
That's a fantastic start for Denmark 2.
Potřebujeme pomoc záchranné služby. Prosíme záchrannou službu. Díky.